Hello and welcome to MBC News with me, Simeon Boyce, and my sign language interpreter at night is Limponda. Our top stories. President Zagwedeza says Malawi and the People's Republic of China should establish a task force that will enhance implementation of agreed projects. Nkhani says Malawi is set to receive 1.2 million litres of fuel via the Beira-Maka railway line next week. And British government pumps 169 million kwacha into this year's Leg of Stars to be held in Kota. Thank you very much for joining us. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera says there is need for Malawi and the People's Republic of China to deepen their relations by instituting a task force that can enhance implementation of agreed projects and initiatives between the two countries. President Zagwedeza was speaking in Beijing, China, when he held talks with China's President Xi Jinping. From Beijing, Chembekezo Kapatamoyo reports.
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera's engagements in China on Tuesday started at the Great Hall of the People, where he met China's President Jinping. Making his remarks as they started their talks, President Chakwera said China is a genuine friend and partner for Malawi. The president said Malawi is committed to maintaining open channels of engagement with China, as well as address China's core interests. He said Malawi anticipates enhanced interaction in line with the wish to realize a strategic partnership arrangement. President Chakwera then commended China for the Belt and Road Initiative, which he said supports the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. In his welcome remarks, President Xi Jinping said he is ready to deepen relations between Malawi and the People's Republic of China, emphasizing the need to elevate relations into a strategic partnership. He also commended President Chakwera for his efforts in bringing development projects to the people of Malawi. He expressed hope that the FOCAC summit will also help the effort of deepening relations between the two countries. President Chakwera is here in China together with other Africans for the summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, which will take place Thursday and Friday. Ahead of the summit, President Chakwera has already met President Jinping and his vice as Africa prepares to cement another 3-year mode of engagement with China. From Beijing, People's Republic of China, this is Chembekezo Kapatamoyo.
Meanwhile, the Malawi leader says his administration is keen to collaborate with technology companies such as Huawei in enhancing initiatives like smart villages in rural communities. The president was speaking in Beijing, China, when he received in audience a delegation from Huawei Technologies led by Vice President of the company, Lin. President Chakwera also urged Huawei Technology to help in the establishment of technological training centers for ICT to enhance digital skills such as AI and cyber security among the youth. Minister of Information Moses Konkuyu explains about the engagement.
The president indeed met the vice president of Huawei Technologies. It's a build-up on the discussions that we have been having with the Huawei. Last year when President Zagwedeza came here, we met Huawei at their headquarters in Shenzhen. And continuing from the MOU that we signed, we've seen a number of collaboration areas that we have already been through in Malawi, where the Digital Malawi Phase 1 project is going towards an end now, and we are looking at the Phase 2, but some of the components in there would require some landing points in the remote areas where we're talking of the last mile connectivity, and the utilization of that connectivity requires some gadgets and other aspects. So the president is really interested in the creation of smart villages out there where without the connection of electricity through the grid, but we can have some solar plants there. With that solar plant, we have connectivity there. With the connectivity, we are able to have classrooms that are smart, young people going to school right there in the village, even though they are not connected with the main grid, but still be able to access classrooms via internet, do e-commerce, do e-agriculture, do e-health in the remotest parts. So the president is really keen on seeing smart villages being launched in Malawi.
And Huawei Technologies Managing Director for Malawi, Gomez Gu, said the company is ready to assist Malawi, ensuring that people, including those who live in rural areas, benefit from technological advancements in various sectors.
I think that there are three key pillars that can support the digital Malawi. One is the connectivity. That means more connection, network connection. Penetration can be covered. And second is the power. The power, that means because Malawi facing the power penetration still very low, we can use our digital power solution, especially the microgrid solution, to quickly support, especially for the rural areas, the electricity coverage. And the last one is the computing. The President, His Excellency, the President launched the first national data center in 2022. Now more than 80 applications of more than 10 ministries application running on that national data center. We hope that in the future more application and more services of the government can.
The National Oil Company of Malawi, NOCMA, says another train carrying 1.2 million liters of fuel via the Beira-Maka railway line will commence operations next week. NOCMA's Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Marcus Ruben, disclosed this during a community engagement meeting in Lilongwe aimed at sensitizing local communities in Kanengo on the dangers of siphoning fuel. Beatrice Mwape reports.
NOCMA organized the awareness campaign following an increase in youth scavenging for fuel from the train. According to NOCMA, the youth squat in an abandoned station near the fuel depot, waiting to chase after the train and siphon fuel. NOCMA's Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Marcus Ruben, expressed concern that this poses significant dangers to the communities, increasing the risk of accidents and fatalities. Ruben also highlighted that NOCMA intends to increase the volume of fuel imported through rail, making it crucial to ensure that people are aware of the inherent dangers of fuel and trains, hence their engagement with the community.
Next week, we are likely going to have the first block train carrying 1.2 million liters from Beira to Blantyre, but through Mark. And this rail line has not been operational for years. I think the last train that plied through that particular route was in 1987, if my records are right. So government is coming in now to revive that particular line.
Member of Parliament for the area, Alfred Gia, voiced his concern over the youth's involvement in this dangerous practice, which he said could hinder development. Gia stated that he will work closely with security agencies and local authorities to remove the youth residing in the abandoned shelter near the fuel depot, ensuring the safety of both the train and the lives of people living around the depot.
The first thing is to make sure that in this building there's no single person who is sleeping in that old building, just to make sure that the surrounding community is protected and all the other key stakeholders are protected. It's our responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility to make sure that this thing comes to materialize by making sure that safety should be at the core of everything that we do.
According to NOCMA, to date, Malawi has imported 33 million liters of fuel via rail transport. Beatrice Mwape, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Minister of Agriculture has told Parliament that the government has secured nearly 200 billion kwacha out of the targeted 344 billion kwacha needed to address food deficit in the country. Minister of Agriculture Sam Kawale made these remarks in a ministerial statement on food situation in the country after members of Parliament inquired on what government is doing to provide food to the hunger-stricken people in the country. More details in this report.
The Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee (MVAC) report projected that over 5 million people in 23 out of 28 districts will this year experience food shortage due to the impact of El Niño weather conditions in the last farming season. Following the impact, Minister of Agriculture Sam Kawale points out to Parliament that the country is facing a maize shortfall of over 770,000 metric tons. Kawale, however, adds that government, in partnership with bilateral and multilateral partners, has come in to address the food shortage with nearly 200 billion kwacha raised this far.
We have seen a lot of money that has come in from development partners who are helping us to procure food in this country. That's why, as we speak right now, if we were to consolidate all the money that has been made available, we are looking at close to 60,000 metric tons based on the estimates by our counterparts in Dodma as to what still needs to come in after we've utilized all the money that has been made available.
The Agriculture Minister also adds that government has taken serious steps to invest in irrigation to ensure the food shortages do not recur in the near future.
Every year we are putting more resources to develop these irrigation schemes on a large scale. From the money that has been approved in the budget, but at the same time from development partners.
Malawi stood out as one of the many countries in the SADC region which experienced acute food shortages due to the impact of El Niño. And members of Parliament continue to ask government to provide relief maize and open some ADMAC depots for people to access the staple grain. Trust Office, MBC News, Lilongwe.
You are watching MBC News with me, Simeon Boyce. Remember, you can access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen, or get the latest news by subscribing to our SMS services by dialing *364#. A reminder of our top stories. President Zagwedeza says Malawi and the People's Republic of China should establish a task force that will enhance implementation of agreed projects. Nkhani says Malawi is set to receive 1.2 million litres of fuel via the Beira-Maka railway line next week. And British government pumps 169 million kwacha into this year's Lake of Stars to be held in Kota.
It keeps getting better and better. After successfully opening Maranatha Capital Girls Academy, your request to open Maranatha Capital Boys Academy has come to pass. Welcome to Maranatha Capital Boys Academy, situated 50 kilometers from Lilongwe at Mponela Trading Center. We uphold our promise to produce the best in all students, a perfect diet, a conducive learning environment with dedicated members of staff is what we stand for. Turn that dream into reality by joining Maranatha Capital Boys Academy. Register now while places are still available by contacting us on 0888 993 232, 0993 832 832 and 0991 276 273. Maranatha Private Academy. We set the pace, others follow.
In Malawi, where the rhythm of life beats strong, there's a name that's been a beacon of trust for 7 decades. That name is Old Mutual. For 7 decades, we have stood beside you, weathering storms and celebrating triumphs. Since the opening of our first branch in 1954, we continue to help Malawians achieve their lifetime goals and dreams. 70 years of doing great things with Old Mutual.
Welcome back. The Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, has spoken of the need for area disaster management committees to use and follow laid down procedures when identifying beneficiaries to receive relief items. DODMA Commissioner Charles Kalemba was speaking in Nkatabe when he opened a 2-day training workshop for area disaster management committee members from all traditional authorities in the district. Alex Mangosi has filed this report, read by Chisomo Manda.
According to DODMA Commissioner Charles Kalemba, the workshop is aimed at ironing out some challenges the committees face in identifying beneficiaries, distribution of relief items, and planning ahead to activities of the department. Kalemba said only deserving beneficiaries are allowed to receive assistance. He, however, warned those involved in corruption that they will face the law regardless of one's position in the society.
If we let love lead, we will be able to assist those who need to be assisted. So when it comes to a person issue also, that's where we are saying those who are deliberately doing corruption, deliberately mismanaging the systems, they should be taken to book. The law must take its course. If people are to be arrested, let them be arrested. Whatsoever position they are holding in the community, they should be arrested. If it is a councillor, arrest them. If it is a member of parliament who is propagating that, arrest them. If it is a chief, arrest them. So that others can learn and we can start to have a Malawi that is morally upright.
Acting District Commissioner for Nkatabe, Edgar Chihana, said more than 10,000 families are facing food shortage in the district this year.
Nkatabe is also affected just like other years previously. This time around, I think according to the MVAC report, I think about 10,494 people are likely to face food shortages programs.
And one participant of the workshop, Elton Nyamwera, considered that their committees face pressure from other stakeholders when identifying beneficiaries.
We face challenges from our authorities, especially from the MPs, councillors, and even the chiefs. They've got the powers to overpower the committees.
The Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, has embarked on a training program for area disaster management committees across the country to ensure there is fairness in the process of identifying beneficiaries of disaster relief items.
The Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change has called on the country's traditional leaders to take a leading role in ensuring proper management and conservation of natural resources, which are currently facing severe depletion. Principal Secretary in the Ministry, Richard Perekamoyo, made these remarks during an engagement with chiefs from various councils in the southern and eastern regions held in Balaka. Miriam Kaliza reports.
The 2-day engagement brought together district officials and traditional leaders from 7 districts including Machinga, Neno, Mangoji, Ncheu, Blantyre, Zomba and Balaka. These districts are part of the World Bank-funded Malawi Watershed Services Improvement Project, MWASIP. Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Natural Resources and Climate Change responsible for administration, Richard Perekamoyo, noted that the country continues to lose forest cover due to various activities such as charcoal and firewood production. These activities, he said, are often carried out in the areas under the control of traditional leaders, hence the need for this engagement.
Our expectation from the traditional leaders is that they will assume the role that they should have had in the past, which is making sure that they are in charge. They are managing their people in such a way that the resources that we have are used sustainably for the current population as well as the future generations to come.
The meeting focused on the vital role chiefs play in managing the environment as they are closest to the communities. To demonstrate their commitment, the chiefs signed an 8-point memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Natural Resources and MWASIP. This MOU highlights their responsibilities in forest management within their communities. Traditional authority Nkula of Machinga expressed his willingness to work with the government to combat deforestation in his area.
We just need at least to work together, the community, the traditional leaders and the government staff. Otherwise, one by one, we can't achieve the goal. Otherwise, we need at least to work together to manage this deforestation, which is a big challenge for the meantime in our areas.
Similarly, Traditional Authority Maganjira of Mangochi welcomed the initiative and pledged to educate his subjects to ensure better understanding and cooperation.
I'll go back and tell my subjects through other chiefs the truth about proper management of the environment. I actually like the agreements we have signed because they are in Chichewa and Yao. I'll go and give those that can read Yao to see for themselves what we are expected to do.
MASIP is a World Bank funded project aimed at improving watershed management across Malawi. Miriam Kaliza, MBC News, Mangochi.
In entertainment, the United Kingdom government has today announced a 169 million kwacha sponsorship towards the 20th Lake of Stars edition as part of deepening ties with Malawi. British High Commissioner Fiona Rich made the announcement in Lilongwe just days before the event. Our reporter Emmanuel Chikonso has details in this report.
After a 4-year hiatus, the 20th Lake of Stars Festival is back, with a number of local and international acts expected to perform in Nkhotakota over the weekend. On Tuesday, the UK government partnered with Lake of Stars, sponsoring the event with £74,000, which is approximately to 169 million Malawi kwacha. British High Commissioner to Malawi Fiona Rich said the partnership is intended to change the long-standing donor-aid relationship and instead focus on boosting other sectors such as entertainment and the environment.
The UK has been a partner for Malawi for many, many decades. And when people think of what the UK does in Malawi, they often think about our aid programs. So the support that we give to education, the support we give to health. And, for example, in the aftermath of Cyclone Freddy, we provided humanitarian assistance and we got some UK expertise out from the UK in terms of search and rescue. So I think we're always seen as a partner who provides help in times of need, and that's not going to change. But I think it also is only one side of the story in terms of what it means for the UK-Malawi partnership and friendship. We have a lot in common, and I think there's just more that we can do to develop that friendship. And for me personally, I want to showcase some of the more creative aspects.
Head of Projects and Productions at Lake of Stars, Shamira Elias, thanked the UK government for sponsorship. Elias noted that apart from entertainment, Lake of Stars provides a networking platform, creates opportunities for the creative industry and boosts the country's economy through tourism.
In terms of impact to the economy, it's not just the creative or the tourism sector, it's also small businesses. We love to work with small ownership businesses. One of our partners this year is Kwenda.co. He just started off this year. And he was telling us when he approached us beginning of the year, he said, we are probably his second client. We were very nervous, of course, because we've never tested or tried him, but we took on the challenge and we thought, you know what, whatever happens, we're going to work it out together. We're going to support him to make sure that he also reaches that particular vision and that particular goal that he's after.
The 3-day event kicks off this Friday in Nkhotakota. Emmanuel Chikonso, MBC News, Lilongwe.
And finally, in sports, the Malawi National Council of Sports has waived 2 Blantyre races fees under Blantyre 42.195 kilometers race to allow more participation in the annual athletic event scheduled for this Saturday. The Council's Director of Planning, Marketing and Infrastructure Development, who is also chairperson of the organizing committee, said they have removed 20,000 kwacha fee for the main 42.195 kilometers and 15,000 kwacha for 10 kilometers following a plea from other athletes who were struggling to pay for their participation. However, Matola says fee for 5 kilometers remain intact.
We are not obliging athletes to pay that. We have waived that registration fee. Why? Because we would want to increase participation. We got feedback that some good athletes, professional athletes who are in faraway places like Chitipa, Mchinji, Nkhotakota, Msanje, they are struggling to raise the registration fee. So it has pleased management to say we would want those talents to come and display their talent. So this is the good news that we're giving out today. So our message is to encourage all the athletes to come in their large numbers and compete come Saturday. Again, schools that are within Blantyre, it's still holiday. We're encouraging the students to come and enjoy a lot of athletes participating. We're encouraging corporates to come with their employees to participate in the athletes. We just want to emphasize that it is only the 5 kilometers and the other sporting activities like aerobics, sack race, egg race, tug of war, and so on and so forth. Those, the participants will pay a small fee.
And that item wraps up this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories. President Zagwedeza says Malawi and the People's Republic of China should establish a task force that will enhance implementation of agreed projects. NOCMA says Malawi is set to receive 1.2 million litres of fuel via the Beira-Maka railway line next week. And British government pumps 169 million kwacha into this year's Lake of Stars to be held in Kotakota. For more on these and other stories, follow our online platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and our website, mbc.mw. You can also access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen, or get the latest news by subscribing to our SMS services by dialing *364#. I am Simeon Boyce on behalf of the entire news team. Thanks for watching and bye for now.